Hello and a warm welcome from my side to our webcast about the WAGO Pro 2 power supply units. My name is Stefan Wagner and I'm product manager for power supply units at WAGO company in Minden, Germany. Today our topic will be the WAGO power supply units Pro 2, and especially it's about efficiency, communication and parameterization, and you can use the live chat functionality to discuss with us. If you view this video later, you can contact our support and you can use our WAGO website. But now let's start right away with our topic, the WAGO Pro 2 power supply units. Power supplies shall be suitable for the application and shall be approved for the application, and they shall be reliable and space saving on the DIN rail, but also in the whole cabinet. They shall have power and current reserves like a top boost or a power boost, and they must be energy efficient. So efficiencies up to 96% are found in professional power supply units. And they also shall be cost effective, which means a good price-performance ratio. Last but not least, today they should be adjustable in their settings and they should be monitorable. That means the status, like the output current, output voltage, or also the warning messages shall be monitored and transmitted to, for instance, a PLC or HMI or a PC where the user can handle these messages. Well, it is useful because you can use useful settings. That means, for instance, regarding the output voltage, you can compensate voltage drops. You can install an output current limitation to have an overcurrent protection. Then you can choose different overload behaviors like top boost if you're using miniature circuit breakers and want to be sure that the miniature circuit breaker triggers, or the power boost if you have heavy starting loads or fast load changes, the constant current mode if you have capacitive loads for starting them well, or the hiccup mode if you have ohmic loads to prevent overheating of these ohmic loads. And last but not least, the ECB functionality. That means electronic circuit breaker functionality. The whole power supply can be configured as a single channel electronic circuit breaker. So according to the machine guideline, it is necessary to prevent or to shut down dangerous earth connections within 5 seconds. And therefore, this ECB functionality of the power supply unit Pro 2 can help the user very much. Then we can select different switch-on behavior. That means we have a switch-on sequence that we can choose. We can select different functionalities on the digital output or the digital input, and the signaling of warning thresholds, customer-specific warning thresholds. So there is a signaling before the overload behavior triggers. Well, communication offers a lot of data, extensive data within milliseconds. For instance, the output current, output voltage, the load situation or warning messages all can be monitored within milliseconds. On the other hand, it is an automated and permanent monitoring, so it is reliable. It does not depend on the user, so the personal qualification or motivation. And in the other direction, also parameterization is possible, remote and online parameterization is possible. So you can save time by test and commissioning, or in test and commissioning, and also time if there is a problem inside of the cabinet, then you can save travel time because you can have a look into the cabinet from remote. Then it is a protection against manipulation. The customer gets more application know-how he sees where he has got reserves, or there's potential for optimization, and he can create new business modules like service contracts. That is now possible because he knows more about his application and the behavior of his application. Last but not least, a special feature of the Pro 2 power supply units. Here we have the possibility to plug the communication modules onto the power supply units. And this means we have the selection between different protocols like IO-Link, Modbus RTU, Modbus TCP, and others. And even if you decide first to use it without communication module, later on you can use it with a certain communication module, with a certain protocol, maybe TSN or other protocols that are just upcoming now. So it is future-proof if you select a Pro 2 power supply unit. Here we have a little demonstration rack of the Pro 2 power supply units. Especially here we have the 240 watts model. And connected to the 240 watts model, we have a load. It's a fan, and this fan is producing airflow, and a little ball comes out here in this tube. Depending on the airflow, it is lower or higher. And we can have different airflows by manipulating the airflow with this little valve here. And with this communication cable where a PC is connected, we can monitor the present load situation, and we can see overload or standard load. All this can be monitored here. On the other hand, we can also have different settings on the power supply unit, and I will show you later on how it works. So now our little demonstration board is under voltage, and we see here our little ping pong ball that is pushed up and down by the fan. And depending on the airflow, we have different currents where the fan is supplied, and via the interface cable we see this on the software here. If we want to have a special setting, for instance, to have a warning message in case a certain current is the output current is too high, then we can set here overload limit, and here it is set to 7 amps. We say save to the device, close that again, and this warning message is displayed here under the adjustable output current limit exceeded. And now it is green, that means everything is fine, but as soon as we have a higher output current, the light will turn to red, and it says that the output current, or the limit of the output current, has exceeded. If we want a certain overload behavior, we can do that also in the settings menu. And here under DC output menu, we see here different overload behaviors. And if we set it to electronic circuit breaker, we can choose here, for instance, 8 amp and 5 seconds. And we say save to device. And now the output is configured as an electronic circuit breaker, as a single channel electronic circuit breaker. Now we enlarge the output current by having more load on the fan. And Yeah, now it has turned off. That means after a certain time, after 5 seconds, the output has been turned off by the electronic circuit breaker mode. And if we want to deactivate it again, we can do that either by the software or we can do it by the push buttons on the front of the power supply unit. Well, you mean the efficiency of 96.3% that we announce in our advertisement for the Pro 2 power supply units. Well, this means that we have lower power loss. And lower power loss means less heat emission inside and outside of the power supply unit. Inside of the power supply unit means the components inside have less thermal stress. That means the components last longer, so the whole power supply lasts longer. Has got a longer service life. On the other side, we need less space inside of the cabinet. It means less space that is necessary for natural convection. And so we need less cooling inside of the cabinet, and other components don't get that warm. So we save money because we save energy, and we also save carbon dioxide emissions. Yeah, now we are already at the end of our little introduction about the Pro 2 power supply units with the special topic efficiency, communication, parameterization. I invite you to use the Meet the Speaker functionality that is now available. And if you view this video later, just contact our support or visit the WAGO website. Thank you very much and hope to see you soon again. Bye-bye.